Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a little story. It's about a young lady who had three lovely girls. They were olive curls, each one of them. Oh, y'all heard that story before. Well, we're going to give y'all a different story since y'all already know everything. There was a young lady who contacted us. She's one of our clients. She says, hey, I received this foreclosure information. We told our clients, hold on now, don't stop paying your mortgages. Don't stop paying. We are working on some things. So you keep doing what you're doing. We don't want anybody who's in foreclosure. Well, you know, people go through hard times and they can't afford to keep paying these we don't owe them no money. I got one guy I told y'all yesterday, he's got a satisfaction of mortgage showing his mortgage was paid in full. Pay attention. Paid in full. Rakim will say peace. All right? Over 23 years ago. He's still living in the same house and they're trying to foreclose. So we put together the documentation. I already had another gentleman that was the same thing. He had a reconveyance and or in some states it's reconveyance, in other states it's certificate of satisfaction. And he had a certificate of satisfaction. And no, it was a reconveyance in California. Somebody listened to one of my videos, told it to his workmate. The workmate went to court. He was in foreclosure, went to court, gave them that document. The judge looked at it and said, pay attention, case dismissed with prejudice. He got his house. So I told him, I need a copy of that. He says, all right, I'm gonna put it in the trunk because I ain't got no, put it in the car because I ain't got no printer, and I'll get you a copy tomorrow. I said, sure thing. The FBI showed up at his house that night, searched his entire house, and then went and searched his car for all of the files related to the case. Why? Two things. Because they knew that you guys, you keep your paperwork all together in one place. And on the same day, you don't really put it any place or move it, but you will put it in one place. They took all copies. You follow me? Go look for the case. You will find it doesn't exist. The person who introduced him, I know the person. The person went to the court looking for the case and it doesn't exist. Because they don't want you all to know that, one, by law, they're required to put the documentation that it has been paid. The Federal Reserve gives them the money to pay the loan. They are required to forward those funds to you. Your note is the payment. That's why he doesn't owe anything. Now, no, ask yourself this question. If the two people I just told you about has certificate of satisfaction showing that their note has been paid off, who paid it? No. Just ask yourself the question. Now go back and look at operating circular number 10, appendix number 3, and 12 U.S.C. 414. The bank received the monies on your behalf from the Federal Reserve, because that's how it works. So we're going to do an exercise. Hold on a second. Got to make sure I'm ready. I was ready. I just want to make sure before you start exercising, you got to stretch. We're not going to take a stretch. We're not going to make a stretch, but we're going to get ourselves in position. Now, I put all of the facts here. Uh-oh. That ain't supposed to be. Oh, I know what happened. I did a search. Give me a second. I got to pull that information up again. Lord have mercy. I should have paid. And I will do it generally. And I will do it generally as a template. Stop listening. Sorry, we're going to make it do it generally. I didn't put the two citations, the two petitions here, because they were done for a different state. We don't want to do it for those states. Okay? Wake up. Generally, double spacing every line, comma, every section, comma, every subsection, comma, and concluding the petition with a certificate of service on the opposing party, and always saying respectfully and never saying respectfully submitted. It keeps shutting off, and that's, I want y'all to pay attention. That's the AI system doing this. Do you see? That's the games it plays. All right. All of the information, all of the arguments proving that the note is received at par, and how the courts and their stupid interpretations are what is causing the Supreme Court. The interpretation is by the lower courts, the district courts, and the so-called, got to do this right here, can't do that. Wait a minute. He did it. He remembered, because I took out this stuff already. Woohoo, he's doing it for Florida. Watch this. Wake up. I said generally, comma, for instance, this one is supposed to be for the state of California, comma, with California codes and statutes. Period. That's what I mean by general. Period. That's what I mean by general. It wants to play. I ain't got time for that type of playing. It's too early in the morning. Early in the morning. Gotta find. Oh, not that one? Okay. Y'all didn't hear the rooster? Because I heard the rooster. Yeah, I got in the last 12 days 12 eggs, homie. 12 eggs. Because they doing 1 egg a day. But they still young. But I get eggs now. And I don't eat that many eggs. And see, paid to the order, he explains all of that. It even puts some other entity. And then, conversely, a draft is an order to pay. California. And that's the UCC 3-104. But it's the California code, which is 3 without the dash. An instrument that contains an order is a negotiable instrument governed by the rules of a draft, not simple note. California 3-103A9. This is your argument, people. So we're going to give you this, and you're going to do the same thing that I just did. Now he's going to put in a motion to dismiss if they bring a suit against you. And it's going to be for fraud upon the court. It's going to be the other one. You will never do under penalty of perjury. It's always under penalty of law. Wake up. From now on, you will do penalty of law and not penalty of perjury. Is that understood? Stop listening. Yes. Wake up. So now that you've done both documents, comma, you have done both documents, haven't you? What I need you to do at this time is we're going to create a document challenging the modern traditions of the court to phone things in, so to speak. Period. Failing to follow the law. And the law of controversy means that each side must be given an opportunity to speak, and that the court must consider each side's position. Period. If there is no contractual agreement that is binding in nature as a result of the actual law as remains on the books for receiving promissory notes and converting them to securities as a result of delivering it to a Federal Reserve agent, then the foreclosure laws are inapplicable in such situations, because the foreclosure laws are only for outstanding debts evidenced by an obligation such as a unconditional promissory note. Period. Placing an order to pay or a pay to the order on a promissory note operates as a condition for how the note is to be handled, and therefore converts it to a negotiable instrument. Period. Converting a note to pledge collateral as evidenced by 12 U.S.C. 412, which explicitly identifies the note as the collateral and security for the issuance of Federal Reserve notes, operates as another condition, because pledge collateral does not operate as a promise to pay. It operates as a conversion with respects to promissory notes. Period. So the opposing party claiming that they are owed a debt must produce evidence of an outstanding obligation, and not just evidence of a prior communication that evidenced a prior obligation. They must prove that the obligation has not been transferred and or converted as permitted by the note itself, because the note allows for transference. Most people thought that was to another party, but that transference also references to another species of currency, because promissory notes under law is deemed currency because it is received at par and operates as a medium of exchange. And I need you to provide 7 case citations proving this point, which has never been brought up in modern times, but was held by the courts and remains law to the present day. Stop listening. Stop listening. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, I just realized that just now. A promissory note is a medium of exchange. Why haven't we been saying that? It's received at par, equal value, face value. That's what 12 U.S.C. 412 says. If it's received at face value, then pay attention. It's received at par. It's currency. So, well, give me back my currency. What do you mean? Your monthly payments? No, the note. You've converted it to pledge collateral. You can have the house. Give me back my pledge collateral. Go smoke your dope someplace else, because it ain't allowed here. It's illegal to smoke that stuff in here. Your Honor, would you tell them that there's a no smoking policy in here? Because they must be smoking something if y'all think y'all just going to walk in here and take what belongs to me. Hold on. Anglo-American negotiable instrument law held that the banknote, a form of promissory note, is not merely evidence of a debt, but is treated as money itself, as currency circulating. The principle of the note can be currency is foundational. Ta-da! It was logical, because I've been saying all of this stuff, but I hadn't been saying it like that. So there you are. This is for you guys. Now, I told the client That's not what our company does. Our company doesn't help people with their notes. But I said what I will do is I'll give you this. All right, that's the best I can do for you. And I gave her this plus this video because she'll get a copy of this in an email so that she'll know how to go forward. Because, hold on now, I want you to understand. The consultations are not for me to get rich. Consultation is for the time because I have work I have to do for the company. I got up this morning to do work for the company and I'm doing this. I need to do the work for the company because it involves our clients. And so when I do the consults and do this, I'm taking away from what I'm supposed to be doing for the company because I volunteer. And so someone has to compensate the company for allowing me to help them. So individuals, pay attention, would rather, I'm not paying that. There ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to pay you for a consultation. And they'd rather lose their home. They're not paying mortgage. They're not paying rent. But they would rather say, oh, no, that's half my, no, oh, whoa, look, wait, hold on, that's not even half. My mortgage is over $3,000 a month. That's not even a good percentage of that. But I'm still not going to pay you that. Okay. This is what I do. I don't need more people. I'm just saying you're not going to get my help by just watching videos because I do it generally. This is for people in California. You guys are going to go back to the same conversation. You're going to copy the same conversation. You're going to do just what I did. Open a new chat, take that same conversation, and you're going to start before. This one right here, no, not that one. We're going to go before when I said California because I told it California. See, California. So you're going to put your state, the state of, put your state with your state again. So if it's the state of Iowa, Iowa, Iowa. If it's the state of Virginia, Virginia, Virginia. Okay? The state of New York, New York, New York. Because I love New York. Anyway. No, I don't. But anyway, there you go. That's how you're going to do it. You're going to start here. Because remember, it started off giving you this. It already had the blanking out of the county and the number, and it has primary residential mortgage. But you ain't going to worry about them, okay? And you're going to come here. Ta-da! For those of you who are in California, you're going to take these 3 documents and you're going to fit it to your situation. Woohoo! This is an addition. See? Declare under penalty of law. You would never declare something under penalty of perjury. Penalty of perjury is a statute. When you declare under penalty of perjury, you're saying you accept all of those penalties that are listed there. Do you know what those penalties are? Then shut it up. Stop doing it under penalty of perjury. Why would you accept something you don't even know what the consequences are? Penalty of perjury allows them to use presumptions to say you did something wrong and hold you in contempt of court. And contempt of court ain't like having a claim against you that you violated the law. Sometimes you get a jury and sometimes you don't. You feel me? Depends on how they bring their claim because that's how penalty of perjury works. So stop doing things under penalty of perjury. It's under penalty of law. Okay? Gotta go. Y'all has a good day. Don't say I ain't never did nothing for you because I ain't never did nothing for you because y'all don't deserve this. Arriba Maderchi.